Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. In this video I would like to make a gift to all who like sex. Women actually try to convince everyone that only men need sex, giving them nicknames like animals. But that is far from truth. In order to prove this statement, I would like to offer you some information about men and women who are born on March 4th leap years or March 5th common years. And they have the same program features. And now I will tell you a bit about this structure. Let's begin. So, sex is the first priority in the lives of these women and men. Everything else comes after. From sunrise to sunset they struggle with the only one thought: who to have sex with. Sometimes they are ready to have sex without even asking the name of their partner. Their sexual appetite never ends, and their motto is always ready. Just don't choose very young March 5th. As you understand, experience comes from a large amount of passionate experiments. In principle, with such innumerable sexual activity, March 5th can be considered mature objects in the sexual sense at about the age of 25-30, with very rich experience which will hardly disappoint you. Indeed, if you'd like to acquire March 5th for long-term enjoyment, you should know that you won't be the only one user of this sexual masterpiece. The sexual perpetual mobile are frequently inclined to groan about the preservity, dissoluteness and uncontrollability. Try to look at this in a philosophical way. I think this small imperfection will be lost in the background once your wild sexual fantasies get carried out. Therefore, those who would like to give themselves a gift in a form of deeper sexual satisfaction, I recommend turning to these sexual giants. Of course, if you are not frightened by the prospect of being pressed into the bed for 24-hour sex marathon, wild pubic hair or strange aroma from the feet, if you are not afraid, then I recommend you to become friendly with March 5th quickly. How? Try the next recipe. In order to successfully conquer March 5th, you must talk about marriage. When you talk about it, your face should be calm, and don't forget to appear as energetic, intelligent and a little bit aristocratic person. As an independent cat that works in science, arts, or maybe business spheres, it is necessary to say that you are capable of being a perfect husband or wife. Although a bit jealous, though you like children and will protect your home and family, try to convince March 5th that you'll take care of all family problems. I almost forgot, you must hint that you know very serious people and can help March 5th to get worse position in the society. Will provide necessary acquaintance, will arrange the necessary meetings, as well as a dialogue with necessary people. To put it briefly, will help in every possible, as you believe that it is always more reliable to come to the necessary decision together. Don't forget to add that you get married once and for all. The divorce for you is a disaster, tragedy, possibly a crash of all your life. Use your imagination and, in a fascinating way, talk about wedding, which must be necessary and should be by all means magnificently grandiose, but in small circle of the right people, intelligent and without drunk fighting. Also mentioned that parents will have the best spot at the wedding. Having reached the bed, don't forget to show forced expression, in other words, be engaged in sex so that the lamp of the neighbors below gets shaken and the paint falls off from their ceiling. If men with limited potency or other who like fast sex use this recipe, I recommend that you buy a bucket of Viagra, or you will make a fool of yourself. By the way, do hint that you are the owner of a large amount of money. Can be in a form or just about issued inheritance. Try to ask March 5th about this and that, talk about him or her. But don't be too persuasive, as March 5th don't willingly talk about themselves. I would like to warn you, ladies and gentlemen, it is necessary to learn beforehand what the sexual orientation of March 5th is. Else you may find yourself with someone who holds a non-conventional vision of sexual relations. But don't be afraid. If you'd like to take March 5th back, you should say to him or her that you're just jealous, for example. If you wish to achieve your goal, do not act as a leader who tells everybody what to do. This can frighten March 5th. If there are no more desire to collaborate with the object and you have already achieved what you wanted, you can safely twist the screws, control, operate. March 5th don't like that at all. Right away, they will start looking for ways to slip away. Don't be afraid. If you would like to use March 5th again, play the script from the very beginning, having explained unexpected leadership tendencies as an attack of jealousy, for example. Do not be too persuasive. March 5th are impatient enough, especially if they like the conditions, a house, apartment or summer residence. March 5th don't welcome sex in elevator or in a fitting room under "let's have a quick" slogan. If you want to terminate the relationships, don't hesitate and, on the contrary, decidedly insist on quick sex. If you diligently add all your sexual partners to your notebook list, try to make it so that the eyes of March 5th do not see it, or do see it. Shall you want a scandalous breakup, supposedly forever? Well, if you don't have such a notebook, it is easy to get and write many absolutely fictional names in it. Even if March 5th calls them, their negative answers will not be believed and March 5th will insist on a breakup. Never act as a faultless individual who speaks about himself as about faultless person in every respect. It is best to hold your glorification about being the most remarkable object. If you decide to break up with March 5th, do it firmly. It isn't necessary to try to stay friends. It is better to break up tragically once and for all. That is a guarantee that you will be able to return again and again to the sexual services of March 5th. If you have decided to fascinate March 5th by your ties with criminals, or if you behave as a recently released convict, it is an unpromising presentation that will most likely frighten or rather attract them. March 5th don't like antisocial persons. You no longer like the prospect of having sex with March 5th. It happens, but before you play the script to attract this person and March 5th is fascinated by you, then the recipe on scaring away can be very simple. Pinch March 5th really hard, or even better, bite, supposedly out of passion. If at the same time you will smell of garlic, you will witness the scaring away effect immediately. To make weight, offer group sex and try to insist on it. Parting will be fast. Well, that is all. In the end, I would like to address directly to those who were born on March 5th. You don't need to go to priests, guru or other sources of the information about controlling your sexual appetite. It will be better to go to gynecologist more often to check for venereal diseases. Also, while trying to combine pleasant with useful, don't be deluded by the idea that objects which you have sex with, for the sake of career growth, are less likely to have sexual diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you success in making use of this information. I hope that you have enough talents to play this script. Especially I hope for women. They were born manipulators. For complete information, please visit our site www.catalogofhumanpopulation.org. Goodbye.